Hey guys, welcome back. Typically I don't do weekend videos unless I want to share something. And I'm kind of going to lay out my trading plan for Monday and kind of show you guys, a lot of you know about this, but for those that don't, I was just kind of looking for short float. I kept Googling it, couldn't find anything good. FinViz, this seems legit. I know there's a paid version, but on the free version, I think this is updated pretty regularly, like instantly. So this is how you can find the short float on stocks, and it was interesting just looking through here a little bit. So here's AMC. If you go to FinViz, then go to Screener, and then yeah, pretty much you have float short. If you pay for it, you can do any amount you want, but if you go over 30%, then it organizes or sorts them in alphabetical order. You've got American Airlines, which actually recently shot up, I think, because of the short squeeze a little bit. But so let's say let me actually look. I'm curious because that's not even on here. But yeah, so if you go percent change, so I was a little confused. It's like minus change. So basically this had the least amount of change in the short float interest. Basically this short float of 38%, which is represented right here, hasn't changed. I believe that's what that's saying, but I'm not sure. But look at this. I didn't even notice this before. I'm just clicking through random ones. These are all from this little short float squeeze that's going on right now in all these different stocks. That's kind of basically trending in the market, I guess. But if you go change on the other end, that's where you get GameStop, AMC. And then I just started looking through these, and these are all ones that have come up on basically my radar. Everyone knows about GameStop, AMC, and what Bed Bath & Beyond was another big one. But yeah, we jumped into Naked. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we jumped into Naked when it had that huge move. We jumped in like right here, had the huge move. We were up like 2,000%, and then it came down. I don't know. We made money on it at any rate. But yeah, here's this one. But it's interesting, like some of them you'll see, this one still has 75% short float percentage. What that means is 75% of the shares are shorted. So when you go to here, and so I think this percent change is just how much it's changed in the last, I don't know, 24 hours or however often it refreshes. But GameStop is 121%. But the increase, the short float change, if this is saying right, means this is just turning over new shorts. You know what I mean? So it's going up and down the most on GameStop because this one's been like this. But the short float still is 121%. So I think this is accurate. This is kind of a number I've heard. I remember in my video I just uploaded, I think yesterday, I was like, I've heard 60, I've heard 200, I've heard 100, I've heard 120, I've heard all over. This is the only thing I've seen that's seems like it's probably pretty accurate. But then I've also heard that they only have to report like once a month what their short positions are, and then I've heard Citadel, or whoever, isn't going to report anymore, and I thought they had to since 2008. They changed the law. There's so much misinformation out there. I'm trying not to misinform you guys, but I found this website, and this was kind of what I wanted to show, and then kind of what I'm going to be looking at. VXRT also came up on my radar. What I'm looking for, so this one, 33% short float. That's not a whole lot, and maybe when it was right here, maybe it was 80 or 90. I'm not sure, but it's not that much anymore. Naked, we also caught some of this run too when we already went over it. It still has 75% though, so I'm going to look into that on Monday and maybe try and get some long calls on a dip if there is anything like that. INO, only 33%. So when you do it like this is just showing the change. So this maybe squeezed out in all the shorts, or a lot of them. If there was more than 33%, I'm saying. Maybe it stayed 33, I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like to me. VIVE, this one has 40%. This is another one actually I kind of want to look into because this one hasn't really had a run up at all. VIVE. So I'm gonna keep this on the lookout, put it on my watch list, and then basically you can just set alerts. I'm gonna do that right now actually, and I'll show you guys. When I do trading, I do it on Webull and E-Trade. I still have Robinhood. It's just for long term. I know I'm paying them a lot just to skim off of me, which I accepted. I learned that months ago, how they work, how they do business. It's messed up, but it's I can accept it and I still use it. So if I wanted to buy GameStop and that was my only brokerage, then yes, I would get another brokerage, which is what I did a year ago. But I didn't want to buy GameStop on my Robinhood because I don't use that for swing trades or anything except for long term. And right now I don't want GameStop in my long term at $300 something a price. Sorry, GameStop. But maybe if they come out with something on Monday that seems really compelling, I'm like, all right, good. And then I will wait for it to come down a lot. But right now I'm just swing trading it. So here we have Webull. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, look at VIVE. See, I don't know if this one's had any kind of, okay, so it had a little bit. Look at that. So this was definitely from it. Wow. It's all happening pre-market and after hours. That's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, you literally have to trade it in there unless you just bought here and held. But that's not even a huge run. Anyways, I'm gonna make a marker on this. I'm gonna do like I don't know. So I'll put a mark for there. So I just right click, create alert, and then if the price is above that, so this is the pre-market. I wonder if I can do this when it's after hours or on the weekend. Yeah, there we go. So now I have a little marker there. Basically, that was the aftermarket high right here, somewhere around there, at that green candle. If it passes that, I might get long on it. We'll see. But it only has a 40%, so it's maybe, if it still has a 40 though, and it's already done this move, I don't know. What was the other one though? I wanted to look at Naked. No, yeah, Naked still has 75%, I think. Yeah, so I'm definitely, this one's already on my radar. I already have this one. I'm already at some, it's on my watch list at least. So if it kind of holds up here, it could still have another run, I think. I went in, then I pulled out, and I've been focusing 100% on GameStop. But I mean, these other ones, they're getting squeezed out, and maybe quick. I was watching Ross Cameron, that day trading guy, and he was trading on KOSS. He said when he was trading, it went from, before he started, it was like 80%, and then the next day it was down to like 1%. So so I actually want to find KOSS on here, see if I can. Okay, yeah, here it is. Let's see. There you go. Look at that. So this one's done, in my opinion. This one's totally done. If I had a long position in KOSS, I would be out 100%. Because at this point, this is all just, this is nothing. This is just hype. This is just whatever. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so let me go back to the screener and then float short. Let's see. So 30%. Let's look at change. So I had VXRT. I'm gonna keep an eye on Naked though. That one I actually might want to just make an order for. Let me do another alert here. It starts running again. Great alert there above. So I'm kind of cruising through. There's probably a way to just see what's the highest amount. Float short, but I don't know how to do this. I'm pretty new to this website, but volume then was another thing. So this was interesting to me. If you sort it by volume, AMC and Naked, these are all higher than GameStop, which I guess because it's a higher float. I guess that's what it's saying. Yeah, no, that's a market cap. Yeah, so I guess that's just a higher number of shares. So that's why AMC is kind of appealing. However, it's only 41% at this point, and it's already done a huge move. Naked, yeah, I might just buy shares in Naked. We'll see. I know AAL had this jump, and I think that's from the short. That one's only 30% though. VXRT had a big jump. It's only 30% at this point. Oh, Sense, that was another one I heard about. At this point, it's only 31%. I'm not gonna really mess around with that stuff. INO, that's 31%, 33. I think this bump was all short squeezing. So interesting. FUBO, this was the other one I wanted to mention. FUBO, I mean, this one's had crazy run prior just from news, and then I can't even remember what the news catalyst was on this, but this became just basically really volatile stock. But it has a huge short interest. But I mean, it's kind of, it's probably, there's a reason why there's a short interest, right? Because fundamentally, it's probably should not be this high at all, and that's why there's a short interest. However, right now there's this short squeeze going on. So this one with that much of a short float, I might, yeah, I'm gonna put a marker or something on FUBO. This one just swings all over the place. So basically it's not at a range. I can't remember what their news was on it. Oh, they're selling shares, convertible notes. They had news on, oh, it was betting. That's right, because it had to do with like DraftKings, like competition. They're gonna allow like sports betting, I think, or something like that. This is interesting though. This might be a good like hyper growth swing trade. Shout out Dead Inside on the hyper growth phrase. Yeah, this might be a good spot. It's consolidate just to go long on that. Honestly, with shares, we'll see. Let's see. That's not. I'll put that on my watch list for Monday, and then I'm gonna have an alert. Typically, I do the alert if I'm watching like pre-market gainers. I'll show you how you can do that on Webull too. But if I want to do like some day trading or whatever, I'll have an alert. If it breaks its pre-market high, I'll take a look at it. If it looks good, I'll jump in. That's just for like day trades I don't know much about, like Catalyst. So this is Webull. So this is really nice. You have top gainers, pre-market, after hours, and then 5 minutes. So if something's like just got news and it just starts shooting up, it'll tell you the percentage it's running right here in the last 5 minutes. So Molson, I think it maybe had news, but the pre-market, this is what's crazy. Look, this SIEB, like there's Catalyst for all these things typically. This had a huge run, but what I would do, I don't know why I'm getting into this, but I just make a mark. Anyways, let's get back to this. FUBO I want to look at, and then, oh yeah. Wait, Tilray? Oh, that's sick, actually. I'm already long on this. On our E-Trade, we have shares of, or call options. I need to get more. It's had this big run. I don't think this is from the short squeeze, though. I think this is all just anticipation for Biden. Or now that Biden's actually president. Yeah, we've actually done pretty well on that already. I might get more of that. NNDM, interesting. But the short float is already 36%, so it's already lost quite a bit. That's probably what this was from right here. That squeeze, and now it's lost the short float interest. Guys covered their positions. Now it's coming down, which makes sense. Sorrento, 31. So this is, right now oh shoot, we're not anymore. We were looking at the biggest change. So it would make sense if, I guess that wasn't, never mind. I don't know what that list was. So these don't have much anymore. Be careful. Actually, BBY still has quite a bit, 65%. Dillard's. See this one too. There's a huge run, but there's not much. There's only 30% left on the short float. But be very careful with whatever that other one was that had it was all done. KOSS. Yikes. Careful with that one. Workhorse 30%. AMC X. That's so funny. I don't know if this is related with AMC or if this was just a mistake. I don't know. I don't know why AMC X is up there on that. So yeah, I just kind of went through. Those are the ones I'm probably gonna look through this a little more, maybe find a couple more. But this is kind of a nice scanner on this FinViz. So I don't know. If you guys didn't know about it, maybe nice to know. And it's interesting, like all these different ones that I've seen come up. VIVE. I saw INO, Naked, VXRT. I mean, I knew about these before, but just recently from the short squeeze, I've heard about these. Dillard's, Bed Bath. But if this is right, so we'll just talk about GameStop for a minute. If this is right, GameStop still is 121% short float. So there's, in my limited knowledge, there's still a lot to squeeze out of that, from my understanding. So, anyways, that's it for me, guys. Good luck on Monday. Have a good weekend. Don't think about it. I'm taking my mind off of it, except for just this. I just got excited. So sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you on Monday. Peace out.